When we last left you, we had finally crossed over into Alaska after our tour of the Yukon and Northwest Territories of Canada. Not long after entering the U.S., we took a side trip which resulted in a flat tire and nearly crashing into a huge caribou on the road to Eagle, Alaska. After a hard-braking maneuver by Sarah, we narrowly missed Dasher, but soon found the 4Runner wasn't too happy with being so abruptly halted. So with the dash lights lit up for Christmas, we limped our way to our very first Alaskan camp for the night to attempt some further troubleshooting. So thankfully we've got some satellite communication here. Still no cell service, but I was able to text our good friend Keith back in Arizona with a question on what's going on with the 4Runner right here, and so he's been Googling and searching forums and stuff like that. It sounds like it might be a speed sensor. So one quick potential fix is to disconnect the battery, so we're going to try that, and then after that we're going to go down to the creek see if we can't find some gold, maybe to pay for a new speed sensor. We're going to reset the computer and see if maybe that fixes it.
Let's reset the computer.
Take the battery loose, and it's like restarting your tablet. That's what it does. What are we doing?
Let me go, but don't tell anyone.
With the battery disconnected, it was time to check another item off our bucket list and pan for gold. Needless to say, I'd been itching to try my hand at gold panning for years. I wanted to dig into some Yukon soil myself to see what kind of treasure it held, and this was our chance. Not that I'm an expert by any means, but the basic method behind gold panning is to use water, motion, and the proper pan to separate the gold from the rocks and dirt. Gold is 19.3 times heavier than water and nearly twice as heavy as lead, which means it's quite a bit heavier than the rocks and dirt. This weight differential makes gold panning possible by filling your pan full of dirt, swishing it around to make sure the heavier items go to the bottom, then tipping it while letting the lighter tailings slip off the top. Repeat this process several times, and hopefully you'll find the heavier black sand and gold flakes glittering at the bottom of your pan.
You can let the go, and I will find, and I will make holes.
Luck wasn't with us tonight, and my prospecting partner was a bit distracted, so it seems we'd have to be satisfied with sandcastles and an Alaskan golden sunset instead, which, in my book, is better than any old gold nugget anyhow. What you got?
Pie.
Mud pies. Awesome. Find any gold in there? Not really.
It calls gold pie.
Gold pie? I love it.
There's gold at the back. There's gold out here, and there's little lines of red stuff.
Nice.
You want to try some?
Yeah, let me have some. Here in just a second. Morning, Mama.
Morning.
How's it going?
Good.
What's for breakfast?
Egg scramble and toast.
So we tried the battery reset. We did it for about 30 minutes last night. That didn't work. So I left it disconnected all night long, just hoping maybe it would help clear the code or the system, and it didn't make any difference. So it looks like We've got an extra task on our plate for Fairbanks, fortunately, and that's exactly where we're headed now, and we're not halfway to Tuck. That would have been bad. So, sounds like it's a speed sensor. I don't think they're that expensive, but it's just another thing to have to do. So, tasty.
Try some.
Try some. All right. That is a huge mushroom.
I've never seen mushroom like that before.
Goodness gracious.
Can we touch it?
Look at that.
Is that poison or can you touch it?
Man.
Can I touch it?
Sure.
Ooh, happy.
Crazy.
Go
All right,
for some.
let's go before it rains. Let's get everything packed. Gotta go, gotta go. You guys can stay in here. After a quick night's rest and breakfast, we were back on the road for Fairbanks. We were all a bit worn down after several weeks of hard travel, so we reserved an inexpensive Airbnb in town to give us a place to rest and reset while catching up on chores and work before beginning our next leg of adventure. I was hoping to confirm that our 4Runner issue was nothing more than a speed sensor, make a quick repair, and move on to new adventures.
Stopped in Chicken, Alaska. That's right. Bark, bark. Chicken, Alaska. Do you like that? No. Chicken is an old gold mining town. It's got an old dredge, like one of the giant ones. You can take a tour and go inside. Then it's got all kinds of equipment and guided tours and things that you can go on to learn more about Chicken, their history, and what they have to offer now for y'all. One thing that was amazing about Chicken is they have some cafes. They have maybe, 2 cafes and some shopping center stores, and they also have fuel. So if you need diesel or gasoline, they've got you covered. So there is one gift shop. It's the one that doesn't have the gasoline for sale. They have some beautiful artwork in there from local Alaskan artists. So be sure and check those out and see what they have to offer there. We got some yummy taffy there, Alaskan, maybe saltwater taffy, I guess. And it was very, very tasty. But down at the gas station, where they have the RV park and the gasoline pumps, they have homemade fudge. Yep. All kinds of delicious, beautiful homemade fudge. Kevin sent me in for some snacks because we were running out of snackage on the way to Fairbanks. Big mistake, son. Came out with a giant chunk of Rocky Road fudge, and it was so good. So if you're on your way into Alaska, coming through Dawson City, stop in Chicken for some fudge, some artwork, some fuel, and an awesome tour of good old Chicken, Alaska.
Oh yeah, and they've also got some pretty cool patches in there as well. So as you know, we're having just a little bit of an issue with the 4Runner. So I called the dealership. The dealership said 3 weeks out. So the dealership in Fairbanks is a little bit behind right now. They did say that I could drop the vehicle off and they could possibly fit me in, but it may take them a day or two. I only have one vehicle. Now, granted, I could probably get a rental or something like that, but I really just need to get this taken care of. I need to know what my lead time is going to be. So I got a few things to try. I did some research online. I had a lot of people reach out to me as well on Instagram after seeing our stories. And so we're going to go and really clean the underside of the 4Runner, and then I'll come back and disconnect the speed sensors on the wheels and clean all the connections and make sure that everything's good there, and see if that won't clear the code that we're seeing. If that doesn't clear, then I'm just going to have to go and beg and plead the Toyota dealership to run the reader on the system, because what we found is that the OBD readers that we use will not pick up non-engine related codes. So vehicle related codes, it's not reading what's been put out. And so let's hope, fingers crossed, we can get this cleared up today. I think I found a car wash that's going to work for us. Let's go check it out. It's kind of weird driving without a trailer. The vehicle feels so peppy. These 488 gears without a trailer is like, whoop, whoop. Speed bump. Oh, that was so smooth. All right, I think we got it clean. Let's drive around a little bit, dry it out, and go take these connectors loose and see what we're up against.
Time to clean house today. Because you know that is my home. So gonna clean it up, clean it out, and just wipe down all of the walls. I'm gonna pull things out of the kitchen and clean out the drawers and vacuum some. Then I'm also gonna open up the tent. Actually, I'll probably do that first. Open up the tent, pull out all the sheets and blankets and get those going, washing. And then I think I'm gonna try and pull out the mattress to lay it over the fence or something and let it get some sun and air out a little bit. Just get my house back in order for traveling around Alaska.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce me. Here I come. Yeah. Here I go. Woo! Ain't no time for imitation.
Do you all see that? How? How did we even get dirt and mud and other debris under the mattress? Whatever. Time to clean. Oh look, a bobby pin. So the sheets and blankets are now being washed and dried, and we pulled out the mattress so that it can kind of be airing out. And actually on these mattresses you can pull the cover off and wash them, so I'm going to wash that too, just for a little bit of a fresh up. Now I'm getting to where I'm emptying out the trailer's boxes and storage so that I can wipe them clean and put things back or get rid of things that we just haven't touched or used yet. So here we go.
Feels so amazing how I do. Here I go. I feel marvelous, glorious. I'ma be who I be. I'ma do what I do.
Several days after arriving in Fairbanks, we were finally able to find a repair shop willing to help us to get back on the road at Northern Industrial Machine Shop in Otto. After some initial checks, they quickly determined the left rear speed sensor was indeed not functioning properly. However, the repair wasn't going to be that simple. You see, the root of the problem was actually the tone wheel for the sensor, which is embedded in the rear wheel bearing. Remember the oily residue on the sensor when I pulled it out earlier in the video? That was from what should have been a sealed bearing, which had heated up enough to melt the seal and destroy the tone wheel. They later pulled some chunks of plastic from the speed sensor hole, which glued them into the failed bearing. So I've returned today after waiting for parts to be flown in for the repair.
That's the whatever it came apart. There's another piece of it right there.
Jeez.
Hard plastic stuff.
Yep. That's the wheel.
The wheel should be metal. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, it's the seal for the bearing.
So you can see the back side of the bearing itself is just completely disintegrated, and that's where that electric wheel is actually located. So I can't even find it at this point. With the axle removed, it was simply a matter of pressing out the old bearing and the new bearing back in. I said, "It's now simple. Just press the old bearing out and the new bearing back in." After 45 minutes, my mechanic hadn't returned, and I was getting worried. Well, they've asked me to stay out of the shop just for insurance purposes, and I get that. I've worked in a shop before, so don't really have an issue with that. But my mechanic has disappeared with the axle. I think he went over to the machine shop side to press out the old bearing and perhaps press in the new bearing. It's been going a while, and I'm beginning to worry there might be an issue.
I lose sight of the world when you leave me, my baby. Leave me, my baby. Oh, I can't help but give up when you gone now. And you gone, baby. My heart froze when you left, and I'm bleeding, my love. Bleeding, my love. Oh, I can't help but give up when you gone now. And you gone, baby.
So I found out what the delay was. It's actually, they haven't done a Toyota that's this new, so the mold or the bracket that they use to actually press the bearing into place is the wrong size. So they're having to build their own jig for the press itself. So things aren't getting better. The custom press that they're trying to use just isn't working, so they're giving a call over to the Toyota shop to see if maybe they can use their special setup. After a couple hours of effort, it was apparent that a whole new jig would have to be built for a 5th gen 4Runner bearing. So the shop called the Toyota dealership for backup, and we ran the bearing and axle over in hopes that they'd be able to make the swap.
And then is there a number to call?
Alright, so we didn't make it today. Apparently the Toyota dealership didn't get around to pressing the bearing for us, so I'm going to give it a try again in the morning. They're going to give me a ride home. Let's do it. I'll save you a couple days of agony and about 5 more minutes of depressing footage, and fast forward to the good part, when we get the call that our baby, Silver, was all better and raring to go north again. Alright, so I just got a call from Northern Industrial and Automotive, and they said the 4Runner's ready. So they're coming to pick me up right now. Let's go see how the repair went. I should also mention that we're not really surprised that the wheel bearing needed attention at this point in its life. We've put a lot of rough miles with a very heavy loadout on this rig, and its lifespan was just a bit beyond where we expected to start seeing issues. Though to be honest, we were hoping that we would have completed our Alaska portion of the trip before it needed help. All in all, well done Toyota. She served us well.
Found you?
Found me.
All right.
Good deal. So I think we're all
Now
ready
you
to
can get
go.
the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's some spare parts.
Okay.
You want to keep them?
Yeah.
I put a new wheel speed sensor on there.
Okay.
That was a little chewed up and it wasn't worth trying to take a chance. With it
Good
not
deal.
working.
Good deal. Well, that's good.
Put a couple things there for you.
Oh, it's back to 100%. Good deal. Good deal.
Everything works, so
Let's all go right back together, huh?
yeah, that e-brake was a experience. Really? Yeah, a bunch of little tiny parts and working through a little tiny hole. So I was glad Toyota had trouble pressing that bearing too. So
Well, that's unbelievable.
they had all the right tools.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, I guess everybody's learned some stuff for this one right here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
somebody's gonna be the first.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, mindful of the right rear.
Yep.
When
That's
you're-
gonna
when you're-
happen. Yeah.
When your light comes back on, it's going to be that side. So
Exactly. Yeah. Lesson learned.
yeah,
Man, I appreciate it.
enjoy the rest of your trip.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There it is. Brand new. All right, let's take it for a drive and see how she does. Oh wow. So we've been in Fairbanks for a whole week. Whoa. And you know what? I haven't seen any of the town other than driving from the mechanic place back to our Airbnb. Lots and lots and lots of work, lots of editing to get done, lots of uploading, business stuff. Seems like she's running good. I don't hear any bad noises. And most importantly, no annoying flashing lights. That was the worst part.